Hello there. This is the third video on the level editor included in Battle Cry of Freedom. In this video we're going to talk about the Paint Terrain toolset and how to use it. So once again, let's get started. So open the editor with CTRL E and go to the Paint Terrain tools. Once again, we're going to go through all the different things and then actually start using them. So the first parameter we have is the paint focus, and we can choose between 4 different focuses / textures. So we can choose between a mud texture, a grass, a dirt, and a stone texture. Next up, exactly like we had the one in the terrain heights feature, we have a brush we can select, and you'll see it update over here. And then radius and sensitivity does the exact same thing as before. And lastly we have the update grass feature, which it should do automatically, but if you untick this, you can manually press the update grass to update the 3D grass. I'll show you how this works in a minute. Then we have the map size and outer terrain, which I've already shown in the very first video. And once again, import splat map and export splat map buttons, which are more advanced stuff I'm going to cover in a video just about this. So let's get started with painting. So let's first select the dirt texture, for example, and you'll see it works exactly the same as in the terrain height feature. You just press the left mouse button, and with 75% sensitivity, you can start painting on your terrain. In this case, a nice little dirt texture or mud, these nice puddles, and stone. By default, of course, everything is grass, but you can always take the grass thing and just paint over your existing textures that you've already painted in the past. And the interesting thing about the sensitivity slider with this is that all this is height-based. Height-based means that the texture, for example, the dirt texture has like little bumps in here. You can see them, probably, if YouTube picks it up in this quality. Or over here in the stone, you can see there's these like little bumps in the texture. And they will blend with the floor texture, with the grass texture, accordingly. So if you have a very low sensitivity brush, you'll see it doesn't seem to do anything right now, but if I keep brushing it, it will like slowly start blending it depending on the height of my texture. And you can create these really nice blends. For example, you could make a road, let's say, with a really high sensitivity, right? Because you want the road to be dirty, to be just earth. So it looks sort of unrealistic because it's this really harsh edge over here. So what you could do is you just take this sensitivity of 1 and you just, on the edges, you just do this. You'll see it will like really nicely blend this. And it suddenly already looks like it looks a lot better. It looks more realistic. It's this slow, gradual blend over to the grass instead of this really harsh corner here. You can make these really nice grass patches, dirt patches over here. You can of course do the same with all the other textures, for example, the mud texture or the stone texture. So yeah, that's how these things work. Now, when it comes to grasses, in a lot of tools, like in the Unity editor, you have to paint all the grass manually. And we thought that's really cumbersome, and it's going to take a long time, and it's never going to be really accurate to what the terrain textures are actually at. So we decided to make it so that after you're done with painting the terrain, you can press the update grass button. And you can press yes to update the grass, and you'll see there's nothing here, right? No 3D grass. That's because we don't show the grass when you're painting terrain, because it would be obstructing your terrain textures, of course. But if you go to the Scene Props tab, it will take a second, and then it will update the grass, and it will show you the 3D grass, and you'll see there's no grass here, there's no grass here, and here there's like a nice like there's a bit of grass in between here and stuff, but it's not full coverage because of the dirt patches here. And yeah, it's a really nice, really convenient set of tools. And I will also randomly plant some bushes and some flowers everywhere, and it's really useful and it's very easy to use. So let's go back. Let's just play around with this grass thing a bit. So let's make it large. Oh no, sorry. Large radius, small sensitivity. Just gonna make a dirt patch here. But it's not like fully dirty, right? So there's a little bit of grass in between. And then here it gets more and more earthy. And again, because the auto grass update thing is ticked, it will now automatically update. If I go to the scene props, it will automatically update the grass. If I untick this and go to the scene props, you'll see it didn't update the grass. It kept the old grass. It didn't update this. This might be useful for some people, because maybe sometimes you want your grass to actually grow over the earth. So you can turn that off if you want to. But by default it's always ticked. And of course, if you still want to update your grass now, you can press update grass and it will just do it manually for you. And ta-da! You have it updated. You see, no grass here. A little bit of grass growing in between the dirt patches over here. So yeah, that's already it with the paint terrain feature. It's very easy to use, it's very fast to use, and this is really where the brushes come in handy, because you can do this really nice stars or whatever you want on your terrain. And yeah, they're really useful for various things. Alright, thank you for watching, and we're gonna be going into the scene props next.